Now we can officially say it. When the Detroit Lions get in front of the home crowd again on November 2nd, very good month. Your boy was born that month. But when the Detroit Lions get in front of their home crowd again, November 2nd, it will officially be 3 years since the Detroit Lions have lost 2 consecutive games. And they needed to show up today, and show up they did. First and foremost, there are too many game balls to go around. Way too many. Everybody, we had the straight mystery men in the secondary, and they all showed up. Now, we might have taken a few hits back there, but everybody showed up. I don't think I've seen in a long time a guy take a ball away from an offensive player and come down and get the call of a interception. It always goes, and I mean always, in favor of the offense. Like, it's a rule. They always. But what a spectacular play. Jahmyr Gibbs with the longest run of his career. Breakaway speed. Lions came to play for the first time, I think, this year. The defense with the mystery men in the secondary came up and outperformed the offense. Out of control. And I'm going to say it right now. Kelvin Shepard, greater than Aaron Glenn. No doubt about it. Today was the first day of the Detroit Lions recording a sack. You know I got to talk about sacks. That Aiden Hutchinson did not get a sack. I don't want to like poop on a parade. You know what I'm saying? But I got to keep it $150. Defensive line was still something to be desired. But shout out to Aleem McNeil. First play of the game made his impact felt. He will change the game. They showed Brad Holmes up in the booth. Had a pen and pad in the lab looking for a pass rusher, a secondary player. But shout out, got to give him credit, man. He had some guys that was something to prove in the secondary. He really did. The Detroit Lions came out to play. Now, the good news is we'll take a look at the standings as we go on with the video, but this was a colossal win as the Detroit Lions go into their bye week. Now they can sit back, rehab, relax, rest. You know what I'm saying? And they can watch the entire NFL, the rest of the NFC duke it out. Right now, the Detroit Lions are not the first seed, but they did play the first seed. After they come back and play, when they come back and play November 2nd, they could be the number 1 seed in the NFC. Today was massive. And don't you ever say again, ever, that a game doesn't mean you can afford to lose a game, because you cannot. I don't care where you play it. In the backyard, it doesn't matter. You cannot afford to lose games. But this was a must-win game, and the Detroit Lions did it. And the offense didn't perform that great, but they came out to play. All right, let's take a look as we await on the press conference to happen. Let's take a look at the stats from ESPN like we usually do. The Detroit Lions moved to 5-2. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers dropped to 5-2. And again, we'll look at the standings before we move past this. The Detroit Lions had 17 first downs to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 15. You're going to see something that was the difference in this game. The Detroit Lions had 9 passing first downs to 11. The rushing first downs 6-2. First downs from penalties 2 apiece. Third down efficiency abysmal. Both teams were utterly atrocious. 3 for 13. That's funny. 3-1-3. That's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. 4 for 16 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This defense was possessed today. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the game against the Minnesota Vikings to get the first seed, the last game of the season last year. Total plays 65-66 in favor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Total yards 379 to 251. This isn't even really the real number, because Baker Mayfield had it was abysmal the first 3 quarters. It wasn't until they kept throwing the ball a lot that they got a bunch of yards. Total drives 13 to 14. Yards per play 5.8 to 3.8. Passing 215 to 210. Jared Goff with the 20 for 29. Baker Mayfield. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a spitting image of what happened last year. Jared Goff threw the ball more times than this. But when you have to throw the ball 50 times, you're going to lose a game. Let me cut to me real quick. Prayers up to Mike Evans. Mike Evans, great wide receiver, has a broken collarbone. You could tell when he went down, he was done. You could tell the dude couldn't move. I knew it was it was so sad to see. Just came back. Now his season is over. Hopefully his career is not over. Get better, Mike. Great wide receiver. Jared Goff goes 20 for 29. Yards per pass. The Detroit Lions almost doubled them up. And you know the sad part about today? The scary part about today? Our offense was kind of lethargic. It really was. Sam Laporta didn't get a catch to the end of the game. Like, we were Khalif Raymond, Isaac Tesla, Jamison Williams. No catches, right? He had no catches. And when he gets going, it's over. Sacks, each team get 4 apiece. The Detroit Lions now have 23 on the season. Rushing, this is how you win games. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs accounts for a bunch of that. 41 yards. This is going to go great for our rushing defense. Rushing attempts, 32-12. So to put that in perspective, Baker threw the ball 4 times more than they ran it. This is how you lose games. Yards per rush, 5.1 to 5.3. Red zone, Detroit Lions win 50%. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they did not get to their side of the field until 14 seconds left in the third quarter, or second or third quarter. Penalties, 6 apiece for 35 yards, 50 for the Detroit Lions. Turnover, 2 for each team, 1 fumble and 1 interception. This is the time of possession is insane. Insane. 28 minutes to 31 minutes. The Detroit Lions came to play. They came to play. One thing that I noticed is when their back is against the wall, when they have something to prove, they come out and they prove it. The number 1 seed was on the line, and they came out and balled out of control. It happened again. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen, that we had on the Motor City Muscle uniforms. I think the only loss that we have in those is against the Buffalo Bills. And we lost what? We lost Carlton Davis that game, I believe, and we lost Aleem McNeil. So game balls, I got to give game balls to the whole defense. To the whole defense, bro. If I'm going to give an offensive game ball, Ahmed-Rod did his thing, but I got to give it to Jahmyr. Jahmyr was ready to go off. He was ready to go off, and he went off. I see the super chats. I will get to him in a second. The Detroit Lions, they came out with a lot to prove. They did what they needed to do. We're still waiting on Dan Campbell to get in front of the media. All right, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to bring in the standings and how important today was for your team. But I got to give a game ball to the whole defense. The mystery men, they get a defense. Brad Holmes, I got to give you one, bro. I'm still in your head about that pass rush, though. I'm still on your head. We had 2 from the defensive line. Al-Qadim Muhammad got a sack, and he got, a half a sack, and then Lacey got a sack and a half. Aiden Hutchinson was held in check. He was held, and he had 3 people. This is why the Detroit Lions still need a pass rusher. It was 3 people on Hutch. It was 2 people on Aleem McNeil. That's like the entire offensive line, right? Along with some running backs. Aiden, Aleem McNeil, game changers. If Brad can put somebody on the other side, somebody whose name is not Al-Qadim Muhammad, then we are Super Bowl bound. Like, real talk. Jalen Phillips, somebody of that caliber, you get him on this team. And I know Jalen only got 1 sack this season, but they said that they said AQM had more sacks than Micah Parsons. That's what they were saying. So, that's what they were saying. So, all right, let's take a look at the standings and see what the playoff picture is looking like and how important today was. I don't understand why we're not. Where is the playoff picture? We got to go here. Come on, man. All right. Here we go. Teams, playoff picture. Here we go. There we go. There we go. All right, let's take a look at it. Let me make sure, and I see the super chats again. I will get to them. Let me make sure Dan in front of the post-game show has started. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's get it going so we can get the post-game show. Okay. So, and we will hear Dan Campbell's preference post-conference in its entirety, but this is what it is looking like. All right, so after today's game, these should be updated. Like I predicted in my show, the Packers are now the number 1 seed with the Detroit Lions winning this game. They propelled the Packers up to the number 1 seed. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are down a little further. You have the San Francisco 49ers. I understand it's 10 games to go. That's not the point, ladies and gentlemen. The point is where we stand right now. All right. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, number 2. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are number 4. I'm going to say that the Detroit Lions are number 5, okay? That will now make the Rams number 6. And the Bears, with the Detroit Lions winning today, pushes the Chicago Bears into the 7th seed. The Detroit Lions move up from 7 to 5. This is why every game matters. Why is the Green Bay Packers the 1st seed? Because of this stupid NFL tie. The NFL needs to get rid of ties. You have a field goal kickoff. You have something you play to win the game. You don't play to tie the game. This upsets me, bro, because if not, this would be your Detroit Lions. But as the Detroit Lions rest on their bye week, that whole situation can change, and the Detroit Lions could be in 1st seed by the time they come back. What a game. What a showing by Calvin Shepard. What a showing by the defense. And what a showing from your Detroit Lions. This was a big game. Big game. So many balls to go around. So many game balls to go around. And the Detroit Lions, they stepped up when they needed to. They really did. So your Detroit Lions moved to 5-2, solidified now for 3 years. They have not lost 2 games in a row, and that will continue for another couple of weeks. So let's go get some rest, get healthy, and let's get this game against the Minnesota Vikings. All right. This channel made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Enjoy the bye week and enjoy this win.